This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good afternoon, Starra Andrews. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful afternoon?
Doing very well here in New York City at 11 degrees, but we're staying warm.
Oh my, yes. I must say, one of the things I've been hearing from those in the United States, the temperature is like, oh my. Ooh, it's cold, isn't it?
Yes, a bit nippy, but I love it.
Oh, that's great. Well, Starra, please do tell me, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
Well, my talent of writing, because a friend of mine referred me to you, and she knows about the book that I am getting published this year called Bay of Darkness. It's a paranormal adventure born from a Celtic love story centuries old.
That sounds like fun. Now, Karen All is that person. I definitely want to call her out because she's amazing. I will say to my amazing audience that this is probably Starra's and I seventh time in attempting to get this connection going. I was wondering if there was some type of Celtic thing keeping our connection from happening.
I know. The spooky creatures were interfering.
I was like, they've left the book and now they're with Starra. Oh my.
But now we've banished them.
Oh, they're banished. Oh, there we go. Yeah, tell us a bit more about the book and the inspiration for writing what you have created, please.
Oh, sure. Yes. I was born in 1961. I'm not ashamed to say my age. And, some women are. But I grew up in the 70s watching Rod Serling's The Twilight Zone and Outer Limits. And I loved the spooky stories, ghosts and aliens and things like that, but with a moral message underneath, not preachy, but there was always some kind of journey that the characters took. And at the end, sometimes they were just more frightened and they had to survive, but many times they were enlightened and, brought love into their lives or understanding of a higher order. And it all came from dealing with the paranormal and supernatural things that were out of the ordinary of their regular lives.
It's really intriguing listening to voices and thinking about conversations. I'm drawn directly into your hope. Who did you learn that from? The ability to hope, because you could have shelved this, right? Being someone born in 1961, what are you doing writing books, right? Could have been the thought that would have crippled this journey. Why? Who did you learn hope from?
Well, I learned it from my teachers I'm also an actor. My degree's in theater from University of California, Irvine in California, in 83. But my acting teachers and writing teachers, because just the joy of creativity and, the joy of always working on a new project and knowing that it's never ending. The well of creativity, the creative energy is endless. It's everlasting. There's always a new story to tell and a new performance to see on Broadway or in London or wherever, and that's why I love the Academy Awards that are coming up, because these stories have touched people. And then my mother was an actress at the Pasadena Playhouse in California. It's a landmark theater now, a state theater, and she went through that program. And I love to see the old pictures of her on stage, and she was beautiful. She had a screen test actually with Cecil B. DeMille at one time, but then she got married and had 7 children, and that's good because I'm one of them. But so she also kept that dream alive for me.
That's beautiful. I'm glad that you've accomplished this. I'm glad that this is taking off, and I do wish you all the best with it. Why will you continue to be that person that explores creativity?
Because not to be dramatic, but just to be truthful, I would die without creativity. It's just an energy it's like a life force energy inside of me. There have been times when that's why this book coming out now has been around for been working on it for 10 years, from 2008 to now, because there's times when I've had the day job, which, an office day job, which isn't, it's very matter of fact and everything, and kind of not very soul enriching, but hey, you know what? We do what we need to do to make a paycheck, right? And then sometimes I would just come home and eat dinner, watch TV, and go to bed. And then repeat the next day over and over. And then I would just kind of get, not clinically depressed or anything, but just, not very inspired. And then I'd have to shake myself up and say, come on, get back to your writing or get into a play and get it going again. And I think, just getting over those humps really, really helped.
Yeah, wonderful. It's inspirational. Amazing audience. Again, you're hearing it live from Starra. You can definitely check her out. So we can go online and get this book from when?
It's going to be out by spring or summer of this year, but I can give you my website if you like, the address of the new website, and they'll be able to look up when it's out. It is of course, HTTPS, semicolon with the 2 dashes, skandrews.com. Right now, I'm not the first thing that comes up in the Google search. St. Andrews keeps coming up, so you have to kind of put the whole thing in.
Yeah, your name does spell St. Andrews, the ST and the Andrews. Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But cool. I'm SK Andrews.
Yeah, that's cool. SK. What is the K for?
Actually, the name Kaye, that was my mother's name, and it's my and my sister's middle name.
Ooh.
So we have Starra K, Krista K, and Roxana K. Those are my sisters. Yeah, we all have the same middle name, my mom's name.
That's cool. That's cool. I thought it was just the key that you were saying that represented an initial. All right. Well, yeah. That's super cool. All right, my friend. Well, tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Well, besides the writing, I have also been doing some of my acting. A friend of mine has a website called NYC Playwrights, and she started a podcast last year. And so I'd be reading some of her plays with fellow actors. And, also I did a monologue for her, when she got submissions from writers, they'd submit a monologue, and she chose the best one. And we did this spooky monologue on Thanksgiving Day morning of all times. It was about the monkey's paw. It was really scary. And but it did really well. In fact, Karen Auld sent it to her local theater group, and she said, hey, look what my friend did. So I have been keeping the acting going as well in a different form, a digital form. And that's been consistent as well. Just keep that creative energy flowing.
How does it make you feel?
Alive. Literally alive.
That's great. Why would you suggest someone that's listening, that person who has the day job, that person who may do the evening time of TV, binge watching on Netflix, why would you suggest they think about doing something else that helps them keep alive?
Well, again, I know how that hamster wheel loop can just continue going, like you were just saying. But if you just take even 5 minutes out and read your favorite book, or write down, a monologue you have in your head if you're an actor, or starting a story you want to write, or even just what's inspired me is to look at my favorite actor, one of their best movies, and see what they're doing, and then just get that easing you out of that hamster wheel, because that will mingle with your own creative energy, and then start doing it for yourself. And then instead of 5 minutes, then 15 minutes and a half an hour, and just getting it into your day really, really helps to pull you out of that loop of just the day job.
Love it. Amazing audience. Again, you're hearing it live from Starra Andrews. Starra, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me now invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Starra, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Oh, yes. I think I was about 5 years old, and we lived in Southern California on this this beautiful house up on a hill that just overlooked the Pacific Ocean before all the houses were built there. The same area now is filled with, probably houses and condos. And I remember just pointing out at the ocean. The sun was so bright. I had little ponytails in my hair. My hair was blonde at the time. I didn't turn brunette till I was 6. And there's a picture of me doing that. And even though I've seen the picture, it is also a memory in my head that's just a brilliant, moment. It was just joy.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
Because that's when I was my most authentic as a child. No inhibitions and not worried about what people think or any criticizing myself, just pure joy and pure creativity. And I would dance around. My mom said she always had to get me new shoes because I would skip and my left shoe would always wear out under the toes because I would skip on my left foot.
That is fun. Well, I'm glad that you are expanding in your creativity and that you never stopped skipping.
Yeah, true.
If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Yeah, I was thinking about this. So that would be 1973. And my mom and my little sister and I used to do this thing. Remember the Partridge Family with
Yes.
David Cassidy was the lead singer, the Partridge Family, and we always watched the TV show. They had that song. It came out in about 1970. I Think I Love You. So we would have my mom at one end of the living room, and we had a big living room, and we'd be at the other end, and we would spread out our arms and say, I think I love you, and come running at my mom, and we'd all get in a big hug. So, that was a really fun song. We always did it to that song.
I love it, love it. All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Starra?
Yes.
Starra, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
More.
Star, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Starra Andrews, Starra K. Andrews, what would you say that is?
Love and light.
Love it, Starra. This has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Just to keep your creativity flowing, because I'm 57 and I'm getting published and there's wonderful things turning my life around right now, and it's never too late. Never too late.
Yeah, I'm sorry for cutting you. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, even at my age, not that 57 is that old, but, people were looking at me like with surprise, like, God, that really happened? Because they're so used to me like struggling for so many years. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it can happen. And now I see hope in other people's eyes because they've seen me do it.
Yeah, that's great. Hope. Love it. Helping others pursue excellence. Starra, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you, Angel. It's wonderful.
You're welcome. Thank you.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.